A ship is moving goods. A fleet is moving civilization. Right now, China is deploying vessels that don't just transport cargo. They're rewriting what oceans can do. Ships that drill miles beneath the seafloor. Platforms that generate nuclear power while floating. Cranes that build infrastructure in open water with surgical precision. This isn't about one revolutionary ship. It's about a stack of capabilities turning oceans into construction sites, energy grids, and resource frontiers. Today, I'm counting down the 10 Chinese ships and platforms changing the oceans forever. And number 1, it's not just a ship. It's a mobile power plant that can anchor anywhere and light up an entire island. 10. The Megaship Revolution. The container megaship that redefined global trade. COSCO Shipping Universe, part of the 20,000+2 class, stretches over 400 meters. Longer than the Empire State Building is tall. In one voyage, it carries 21,237 standard containers. That's enough cargo to fill 80,000 shopping carts or stock 4,000 retail stores. How is this possible? Advanced computer systems calculate weight distribution across thousands of containers with mathematical precision. Every container positioned perfectly to maintain balance. Like Tetris, except each piece weighs tons and mistakes cost millions. But here's the twist. Size alone doesn't matter. Efficiency does. These ships operate with crews of just 22 people. Automation handles navigation, fuel optimization, engine performance, everything. Despite carrying more cargo than ever, they burn less fuel per container than smaller vessels. The result? COSCO operates over 450 ports worldwide, touching 160 countries. Every iPhone, every pair of sneakers, high probability it traveled on one of these ships. This is how oceans become conveyor belts for civilization. 9 bulk carriers, feeding the world. The bulk carriers that make cities possible. If container ships move your Amazon orders, bulk carriers move civilization itself. China's Valemax-class giants reach 400,000 deadweight tons. One single voyage carries enough iron ore to manufacture 50,000 cars or build 15 skyscrapers. The engineering breakthrough? Advanced hull designs that cut through waves with minimal resistance. Sophisticated ballast systems maintain perfect stability, even when carrying mountains of raw material from Brazilian mines to Chinese steel furnaces. The twist: these ships reshape commodity economics. Bigger carriers mean fewer trips. Fewer trips mean lower costs. Lower costs mean China controls the price of building materials worldwide. When you can move resources this efficiently, you don't just participate in global trade. You set the terms. 8 Polar Access. Su-Long 2. The icebreaker opening polar frontiers. Su-Long 2, Snow Dragon 2, can break through 1.5 meters of solid ice. Not just forward, backward too. This dual-directional capability is rare in polar navigation. When ice closes in unexpectedly, most ships get trapped. Su-Long 2 pivots, rotates, maneuvers like a dancer. Complete control in conditions that would freeze other vessels in place. But it's more than just an icebreaker. It's a floating research platform with 8 sophisticated laboratories. Range: 28,000 kilometers without refueling. Operating temperature: 30 C. Duration: months at sea without resupply. The twist: polar routes aren't just about science. As Arctic ice retreats, new shipping lanes emerge. Shorter paths between continents. Access to untapped resources. By mastering polar navigation now, China secures early access to routes that will reshape 21st century trade. The ocean no longer ends at warm waters. It extends into the ice. 7 Deep Sea Drilling, HYSY 981. The platform drilling where humans can't survive. HYSY 981 is China's first domestically built ultra-deepwater drilling rig. A billion-dollar floating structure standing 114 meters tall. It operates in water depths of 3,000 meters. From there, it drills another 10,000 meters into the seabed. Total depth, over 13 kilometers. Deeper than Mount Everest is tall, except in reverse. Straight down through crushing pressure and total darkness. The engineering: Advanced stabilization systems keep operations running even during Category 5 hurricanes with 30-meter waves. It accommodates 200 workers in conditions that would destroy conventional rigs. The twist: energy geography expands offshore. As land-based oil becomes harder to access, whoever controls deep-water drilling controls energy security. This platform proved China no longer needs foreign technology. It can engineer the impossible independently. 6. Seabed mining, the next frontier. The moment the ocean floor becomes real estate, China's deep-sea mining vessels deploy robotic systems to depths of 11,000 meters, approaching the deepest points on Earth. At those depths, pressure is crushing. Light doesn't exist. Humans cannot survive. Robots take over. Guided by AI, they search for polymetallic nodules, rare minerals essential for batteries and electronics. Cobalt, nickel, manganese, the materials that power smartphones and electric vehicles. How it works: ships lower remotely operated vehicles that scan, map, and extract specific deposits with precision. The twist: this is controversial. Environmental impacts are largely unknown. Deep-sea ecosystems are fragile and poorly understood. International governance is contested. Who owns the seabed? Who regulates extraction? But regardless of debate, the technology exists. The capability is proven. The ocean floor is no longer theoretical. It's becoming the next contested resource frontier. And China is positioning itself as the nation that gets there first. 5. Floating cranes. Offshore construction. The invisible superpower: crane vessels. China's heavy-lift crane platforms can lift 12,000 tons with centimeter-level precision while floating in open ocean. That's the weight of 80 fully loaded Boeing 747s, positioned accurately within inches. In moving water. How? Dynamic positioning systems use multiple thrusters and thousands of sensors to hold exact position for hours, fighting wind, waves, and current that would push conventional ships hundreds of meters off target. The result: offshore wind turbines installed perfectly, oil platforms positioned precisely, bridge sections aligned flawlessly. The twist: this capability is leverage. Whoever can build infrastructure offshore controls where energy gets generated, where ports get built, where trade routes anchor. ZPMC, the company operating many of these vessels, manufactures over 70% of the world's port cranes. This isn't just about lifting heavy things. It's about controlling the bottlenecks of global commerce. 4. Port cranes, the hidden choke point. The realization that ships don't control shipping. Ports do, and ports run on cranes. ZPMC dominates global port crane manufacturing, over 70% market share worldwide. US ports, European terminals, Asian hubs, they all use Chinese-made cranes to load and unload cargo. The twist: this creates dependency. Cranes require maintenance, software updates, spare parts, technical support. US lawmakers raise security concerns. What if these cranes contain surveillance equipment? What if software updates create vulnerabilities? Whether or not those concerns are valid, the dependency is real. Megaships are impressive, but they're useless without ports that can handle them. And those ports run on equipment manufactured by one country. Control the bottleneck. Control the system. 3. Naval power. Fusion carrier. The carrier that projects power across oceans. Fujian, China's Type 03 aircraft carrier, represents a massive leap in naval capability. Over 300 meters long, displacing 80,000 plus tons. Comparable in size to America's largest warships. But the real innovation: electromagnetic catapult launch system. This allows launching heavier aircraft, carrying more weapons and fuel. Greater range, higher operational tempo. Planes can take off every 30 seconds during operations, a rate steam catapults could never achieve. The twist: carriers aren't just about war, they're about presence. A carrier operating 2,000 kilometers from shore signals influence. It changes diplomatic calculations. It shapes negotiations. In a decade, China went from 0 carriers to 3 operational platforms with more under construction. That pace of development is rare in military history. The ocean is no longer just a trade route, it's a strategic stage. 2. Supply chain amplification. The realization that bigger ships create bigger shockwaves. COSCO's newest generation can carry 23,000 plus containers, more cargo than ever. Fewer ships needed. The efficiency is undeniable, but there's a hidden cost. The twist: when these megaships get delayed, entire supply chains freeze. One ship stuck in a canal, global trade backlog for weeks. One port congested, ripple effects across continents. Bigger vessels mean more concentrated risk, more fragile systems, more vulnerable choke points. This is peak globalization hardware, maximum efficiency with minimum redundancy. When it works, it's brilliant. When it fails, the consequences are catastrophic. #1 Floating nuclear power plants. The platform that turns oceans into power grids. China's floating nuclear power plants based on small modular reactor technology. These aren't ships, they're mobile power stations. Each generates over 125 megawatts, enough to power 150,000 homes or support large industrial operations. They operate for years without refueling, completely independent of land-based infrastructure. How? Compact modular reactors designed specifically for maritime use, multiple containment layers, passive cooling systems, automated safety mechanisms. Even in rough seas, the reactors remain stable and secure. The revolutionary part: mobility. These platforms can anchor anywhere: remote islands, offshore industrial zones, temporary construction sites thousands of kilometers from existing grids. Energy is no longer tied to geography. Power can be delivered like cargo. The twist: this changes what's feasible offshore. Deep-sea mining operations that need constant electricity? Float a reactor nearby. Offshore construction projects requiring massive power? Deploy a mobile plant. Remote military installations? Independent energy source. When power becomes mobile, the ocean stops being a barrier. It becomes a foundation. From container megaships to floating reactors, these 10 capabilities tell one story. China isn't building individual ships, it's building an ocean-based system. Trade, energy, construction, resources, security, all operating together on the same foundation. The oceans are no longer just routes between nations, they're becoming infrastructure themselves. And whoever understands this first, whoever builds the capabilities to operate, construct, and power activities far from shore, will shape how the world moves, builds, and functions for decades. So, which impressed you most? The 23,000 container megaship reshaping trade? Or the floating nuclear plant that can power islands from the sea? Drop your answer in the comments. Because the next revolution in global power isn't happening on land, it's happening on the water, and most people aren't even watching.